Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's predictions. And today we have our free 5 odds Sunday special. Guys, yesterday we had a 98% success rate with our free 5 odds on Saturday special. Imagine winning 6 games. 6 games. And all we needed was for Newcastle to simply win or draw. And Newcastle disappointed. Newcastle has never ever lost to Bournemouth, right? They have never, like in their last 5 matches in the Premier League, they haven't lost. And Bournemouth has not, Bournemouth literally had like a 7% form, right? And Newcastle lost to this team. They were so unserious. You needed to see how these players were just, literally strolling on the pitch. How disappointing. But again, these things are expected. As I told you guys, teams will become very, very serious when they return from the international break, closer to December, right? So after the international break, in 2 weeks' time, they will come back when they suddenly look at the table and they realize that the year is about to end and they are not where they should be. That's when you see these big teams becoming very serious. But in the meantime, we have to grind out our results. So I have selected 5 games that should deliver, right? Sorry, 6 games that should deliver and give us our 5 odds. It was a very sad day. We should have won yesterday. In just one team messed us up, but we have to go again today and we have to deliver. So we have the booking code at the end of the video. So for you guys, I don't want you guys to be in despair, to worry. It's part of the season. It's part of the season. We will get back all our monies. Okay, let the international break return fully, and then we'll go very hard on these guys. So, but in the meantime, let's go again on these 5 odds. So the first game we have for you guys, obviously it's from the England Premier League, and it's Aston Villa versus Fulham, right? Now, to understand our prediction, let's look at Aston Villa's home form. 5 matches at home and 5 wins. They haven't lost any game at home. Let's look at Fulham. 5 games away from home, and Fulham has only won 1. They've lost 2 and drawn 2. The head-to-head paints a very interesting story. So as you guys can see, Aston Villa has never, right, just once did they lose to Fulham, and that was in 2018 in the Championship. So 4 out of 5 times, Aston Villa has beaten Fulham, especially in the Premier League. They've beaten them convincingly in the Premier League, including the last time that they played Fulham. So what are we predicting? Our prediction is simple. This is a game that Aston Villa will go all out for. This is a game that Aston Villa will win, right? They will defeat Fulham, that doesn't have a good away form. They will defeat them convincingly by at least 3 goals to 0. And they have a very strong attack. I mean, Aston Villa, if you have been following them, you realize that Aston Villa has a very strong attack, and their home is very formidable. Now, look at their position 5. They have something to fight for. They believe they can qualify for the Champions League. And I'm very, very convinced, based on data, with the quality of the players, the form, their bench, that this team will definitely come off on top in 90 minutes. So Aston Villa to win Fulham in 90 minutes. The next game we have for you guys is from the Scotland Premiership, and it's Celtic versus Aberdeen. Now let's look at Celtic's home form. 5 matches played, and Celtic has won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. I mean, look at the matches they lost or drew. They drew to Atletico Madrid, a very strong European super house. Then what happened? They lost to Lazio, a strong European super house. But in their league, they've been very, very impressive. They've won, and they've literally won every game they've played in their league. It's like a farmers' league. Aberdeen, on the other hand, has tried, right? Away from home, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. But the interesting thing about this league is that it's usually a 2-horse race. It's a 2-horse race involving Celtic and Rangers. Celtic knows that if they slip off, Rangers will catch up with them real quick. They're position 1, and they want to keep winning to consolidate and maintain their winning position. In Scotland, it's just Celtic and Rangers and the others. It's like the other teams don't exist, So they're in a very good position, and they want to win this game to consolidate on that position and continue their victory march by 90 minutes. The next game we have for you guys is Spain La Liga. It's Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. Now look at Atletico Madrid's home form. 6 matches, 6 wins. They've been very, very impressive. They've won every team they've played in at home. Their home ground is very solid. Very, very solid. They hardly lose at home. The new Atletico Madrid team has just been so impressive at home. Now Villarreal, away from home, they've equally been good. 3 wins and 2 draws. But Atletico Madrid is no match for Villarreal. Right? Now let's look at their head-to-head. Their head-to-head shows that this is a game that Atletico Madrid has had, quite a fair bit of success. But the thing is that the Atletico Madrid team of this season, as you guys can see in the form, isn't a joke. They are not a joke. They've beaten every La Liga team they've met in their last 5 to 6 games at home. Emphasis is at home. They are very strong at home. It's going to be a cagey game, but it's a game that Atletico Madrid will win in 90 minutes. It should be 2-1. Atletico Madrid winning by 2 goals to 1. But it's a game Atletico Madrid will win in 90 minutes. And look at their position 25, position 4, right? It's very competitive right there. They believe they can win the league, so they'll want to win this game to move a bit closer to the top places. Look at Girona doing so well. So it's a very competitive top 4 position, and they know anything can happen. Atletico Bilbao is just down there and can easily take over their 4th position. So it's a competitive game. This is not the type of game that players will come strolling on the pitch. You can see there will be seriousness because there is something to fight for. The next game, and it's one of my favorite teams, it's Bayern Leverkusen. It has one of the most impressive attackers that I have, that I like. It's Boniface from Nigeria, a fantastic striker that I'm really, really impressed with. My countryman. So what we are predicting, right? And it's very important we look at this game from the right angle. Now look at Bayern Leverkusen. 5 matches at home, 5 wins. They've beaten every Champions League team, every La Liga team that they have come across. Now Union Berlin has been in a very horrible form. Imagine losing to Heidenheim, the newly promoted team. Imagine losing to that team. I don't know what has gone wrong for Union Berlin, but it's truly sad. It could be the European exertion, the fact that they're participating in Europe for the very first time, I think, this season, because not many teams can handle that exertion, having to play in their local league and having to play in the Champions League, especially when you have a team squad. The head-to-head paints a very interesting story, right? Bayern Leverkusen, even when they weren't in good form, because this has been their best season, were beating these guys, easily. They've had a fair bit of success conquering Union Berlin, even when Union Berlin was in better form previous seasons. So what we are predicting here is simple. Bayern Leverkusen, and I'm happy I'm taking you guys through the analysis and the rationale. Will win this game, right? We are predicting a straight win for Bayern Leverkusen, and they will, right? It's also important we look at their standings, because you have to pick on teams that have something to fight for, right? Bayern Leverkusen, they know that if they win this game, they will return to position 1. Right? It's actually a very interesting league table at the moment. Very interesting. So if they win this game, which they should win and will win, they will give Bayern Munich a 2-point gap. I think for the very first time, this is the first time that we are having a third outsider besides Dortmund, fight hard to occupy the first position. It has never happened. It's usually Bayern Munich or Dortmund occupying the first and second position. So they have something to fight for. They have that belief, and they want to, push their strength, push their limits, and see what's possible in 90 minutes. So it's for this reason that we are saying that Bayern Leverkusen will win this game in 90 minutes. The next game we have for you guys is an interesting game. It's an interesting game, right? It's Chelsea versus Man City. Now, I know a lot of people who would be like, Chelsea has been so good. Chelsea is gonna beat Man City and everything. The thing about Chelsea is that Chelsea is very similar to Manchester United, and these two teams, Chelsea and Manchester United, will throughout the end of the season, we will continue to experience periods of highs and periods of lows. So they will continue to experience and show symptoms of inconsistency till the end of the season because they haven't gotten their act together. So against Manchester City, even if Manchester City may not be in good form, even though they are, Manchester City is not going to lose to Chelsea. That's a fact. I'm not a Chelsea or Man City fan, but they are not going to lose to Chelsea. Now look at Man City's away form. Well, they lost to Arsenal. It's understandable. Last minute goal, they lost to Wolves. But one thing about Manchester City is that whenever they are playing a big team, they try to give it their best. They lost to Arsenal was understandable. Arsenal is a strong team, and at Emirates, there are something else. But you can't compare Arsenal to Chelsea. There's no basis for comparison, especially this season. And the head-to-head shows that, this is a fixture that, Man City has had quite a fair bit of success. But the current Chelsea squad versus Man City, there is no basis for comparison. Man City will either win this game or draw. So what we are predicting is simple. It's very, very simple. We are predicting a draw no bet for Man City in 90 minutes. So a draw no bet for Man City in 90 minutes. That's our prediction for this game. It's also important we take a look at the standings to see what this game would mean for the teams involved. It's very, very important to take a look at it. So when you look at the standings, one thing you will see is that Man City is position 1, right? And they know that if they win this game up, at least get a positive result, what's going to happen is that they will increase their lead. They're going to increase their lead against, what do you call it? They're definitely going to increase their lead against Arsenal at the end of the day. So these are the matches we have for you guys. These are the matches that we have for you guys, and we are very hopeful of success. So five teams that we have carefully selected and that we are sure of success in 90 minutes. Okay, so these are the games, and they should all give, I think, about 5 odds. And you have your SportyBet booking code, and you have your 1xBet booking code as well. We've tried our very best to de-risk, avoid problematic matches, avoid matches that could be troublesome. So we've really, really tried our best, and we are hopeful of success. So 5 matches, and hopefully 5 greens by the end of the day. And if any of you edited yesterday's game, maybe if you took out Newcastle, I'm sure you guys probably won. So thank you guys, and the next video will drop shortly. Take care.